Well, that's a way to start a video. Welcome back to the World of Warships series. We got a super container. What's it got? Economic bonuses, credits. I will take it. And we also have these other containers, so I may as well pop open because we have them. And it's, hey, another collection piece. You also have the event pass bit, which will be some more commander XP, which is very nice to have. We did get our payouts, so we got almost 400-ish thousand credits. It was pretty nice. Like, it's a pretty nice payout. That actually gives us enough to just immediately grab the Type 8 Mod 2 torpedoes, which is really nice, if I'm honest. Yeah, I might actually just grab those right now, but okay. So, I do want to come back to randoms. We still have these campaigns to finish up. So I do really need to, like, work on that. Because we still need the 1 star, which is just get some ribbons. The problem being we don't really have any more tier 2 ships to even really work with. So, or 2 to 4. It's 2 to 4. So we can grab Izakaze, get some ribbons this way. Let's work towards our first aircraft carrier. Which basically means we need to get this. I'm probably not actually going to buy it, but I need to research it. And then we'll need 1 million silver to get into Hosho. It really doesn't matter that I have a commander on here. So I'm just not gonna. Like, I think we have a... Yeah, we have this 2-point commander. I suppose I could work on them a little bit. Probably wouldn't be the worst thing, because, I mean, otherwise we need 2 million to get into Hosho. So, yeah, let's work on this commander while we do this. So let's mount some commander XP. I do not have much of that. And we need to get some experience down here with Izakaze. This is literally why I hung on to Izakaze. After this, I can sell it, which would get us, you know, 615. So we could probably actually just get the commander, but there's no guarantee of that. So I probably should throw a credit booster on here too. It's fine. Okay. 1v1, it seems. I'm against a Clemson. He outguns me, but I out-torpedo him. So, trade-offs. Is it actually a 1v1? It's kind of hard to tell. Yes, it is. Okay. Probably not going to be a huge amount of this battle even included, because, like, what more do I even have to say about playing Izakaze? I do find it a bit ironic that Izakaze outguns the tier 5. Like, because, like, sure, the tier 5 has, like, that 7-ish second reload. I think it's 7. But we have 4 guns. So, you know. We don't out-torpedo the tier 5. That's the important thing. The tier 5 does out-torpedo the tier 6 until you get the torpedo upgrade, though, which is always a bit wild to me when tech trees do that, but it's usually only the older tech trees that do that. Because, like, the newer ones are designed for a more steady progression. Meanwhile, like, something like the Japanese destroyer line, those 6-kilometer torpedoes are probably a holdover from when that ship might have been, like, I don't know, a tier 4. Like, they're kind of all over the place with how things were. Oh, he doesn't have the double mounts. He is a better shot than I am, though. Which does suck a bit. Okay. He missed. I also missed, so, you know. The fact he's continuing to fire in open water, though... Bye-bye.
Don't fire at your allies.
I really wish I could aim. This is very much another case of, man, having to deal with this guy for so long is costing me so much potential damage output. If I could aim... The problem is, he's American, so my brain immediately goes to, he's slow. That's kind of the problem. Dispersion is also trolling me. Like, I'm not gonna try and claim it isn't. My dispersion is definitely trolling me here. Looks like he's about to get torpedoed to death. Yes, okay. There is 4 enemies left for me to get damage on. I hate single mounts for guns. I know this is all in my head. Or at least I hope it's all in my head. But single mounts feel so inaccurate. Like, they just feel less accurate than dual mounts or triple mounts. Like, I say this coming from having played a fair bit of the American light cruiser St. Louis, which has a lot of guns, but they're all in single mounts. And it really feels like that thing is just less accurate than Emile Bertin, who has less guns, but they're in triple mounts. I think the correct grammar there would be fewer guns, but I don't care. Do I look like somebody who cares about grammar? Like, come on now. The kind of funny thing with saying that is younger me kinda did. Yeah, I got like no damage from this game. No. Curse you, Clemson! I hope he had a worse game than I did. He didn't, but... Yeah. He really didn't. But okay. A wakeful. Is it just the wakeful? Looks like it. I think I'm actually gonna go A. Part of me wants to sit kind of torping down B, but I feel like going A would probably be the best course of action.
Action stations.
This map is really awkward. Because, like, in a lot of ways, this side just has disadvantages. Like, this island isn't big enough to really sit behind. but it sure is blocking you. You know. Meanwhile, like, the other sides of this big island are actually pretty nice to sit on. And, you know, there's the corner, like, right there where a ship can sit and be in the cap. You can sit just at that corner. I mean, we do have this one, but, like, that bit of that island is sloped a lot lower down. Now, those torpedoes will never accomplish anything. The Wakeful came this way. And I missed. My torpedoes might actually hit something. And that final tube wasn't turned. I kinda hate when the tubes are like that. It's so annoying. Dispersion, please. I hope he's not reloaded. Okay.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes.
Let's get those torpedoes away because I can.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Guns out at the Wakeful. Little tickle of damage. Those might actually hit the St. Louis, even though they weren't aimed at him. They look like they're going to be pretty successful in hitting the gun gut, though. Yeah, a couple hits. Man, that's really not something you should do against a Japanese gunboat. Well, not gunboat. Lack of gunboat. His damage control is single fire. Because I just reload so slowly. Aw, they rammed. Jerk bots. And he's going for the drive-by torpedo. And he missed. He only kept one torpedo loaded.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Yeah, that's not what you do in British destroyers. So, British destroyers, much like with the British cruisers, can ripple fire their torpedoes. They can launch them one at a time. In doing so, you can get some pretty devastating torpedo attacks off. And the Freon's turn. That's not very good for me. Its guns are pointed at me. That's not cool. I should probably, like... Fire! Fire! Yeah, I'm going to smoke up. Especially now that it has fired. Man, that thing sure likes to just randomly turn. I'm getting juked by a bot. Problem with the slow reload. Yeah, I'd rather not let it cap the point if I can help it. Well, I got a couple defended ribbons, so there's that. It's gonna dodge those torpedoes pretty handily, isn't it? Oh, no, it ate one. It ate two, because it actively turned into that one. Okay. Well, thank you, bot. Okay. The other team's still ahead on points, and will be for quite a while, because they now hold 2 of the capture points. But... and are quite a bit ahead on kills. So maybe a fair bit of this game is going to get shown. Okay, I do really want to help out with that thing. I don't remember what that thing even is, though. Pan American. Okay. That's not the biggest threat. Those are both Pan Americans. Okay. So, no armor paired with guns that are likely to overpenetrate. And I missed. Because of course I missed. Okay, that one tube is still turning.
Torpedoes to starboard.
This is a point where I'm going to be very glad for the fast reload on these torpedoes. I can feel it. And I missed. Okay, the Queen Mary should keep it spotted. So I can be safe about this. Yay, Confederate. And the torpedoes spread perfectly around it. Because of course they did. My guns will probably finish it before the torpedoes get there, but... man... You know what? Those look good. Okay.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
The Dante. The Alighieri? Dante Alighieri? Something like that? I don't know. This thing can't really do much to me, so... Because it is a battleship armed with sap. Which basically means it can't hurt destroyers. I mean, it can, but it can't. So. There we go. There is that first set of missions completed. Not enough XP to get into Hosho, but it's something. We've also now gotten this, so we get our reward containers. That's pretty nice. We can get a free recruiting station container just for sharing 3 invitations. I mean, I probably should have an actual, like, EU invite link, but in the description, there's actually my North American buddy link. If any of you guys are watching this and you're like, hey, that looks pretty cool. And now unlock the final task, which is just to earn 5,500 base XP. We still need to do this in the tier 2 to 4s, so, you know. We still have, we do still have more time to build stuff up for the, for getting Hosho. Bam, there's a bit more silver. Got duplicate. That's some coal, that's pretty nice. I'm actually to the point now where I could pick up one of the tier 7 coal ships. I can afford Lazo. I mean, I could already get Bliskovica, but I can now get Lazo. I kind of want to either get Duke of York or Pozharsky. Honestly, I'd say if you're looking at Lazo specifically for operations, just get this thing instead. You have fundamentally the same armor, but better guns. So, you know, and I think even better torpedoes. Now, these are still just the 4-kilometer self-defenses. But, like, you have basically the same tools minus the spotter, but you have good enough range that you don't really need it. The muzzle velocity is pretty good. It's not a great random battleship unless you really know what you're doing, but I mean, you know. And Duke of York is, it's Duke of York. It's not a bad ship. I wouldn't exactly call it a good ship, but we could do with a British premium, so. Now, I don't know. The audio probably went a little screwy there. We've done 2 battles. Yeah, that's probably... Has it been long enough to call that an episode? That's... I don't remember when I started recording this one. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, just look at OBS. I don't remember when the last episode stopped. And then there was a break in between. Could be a shorter episode. Could be... We have 14 left to get to inventory management. Once I can get here, we have so much silver just sitting in our inventory that we don't have access to yet. That is so frustrating. How far off are we? We're about halfway to Hosho. I do find it funny how the torpedo upgrade leads you into the gunboat line, but ignore that. I really want, like, I struggle to focus on tech trees, as you might be able to tell. I do kind of want to get working on another line. Like, I could just free XP into Hosho and pick her up. I don't need any equipment. So, and that would still give me a tier 4. And honestly, I'm going to be in Hosho for a really long time. So I think I'm just going to do that. And then we'll play one game in Hosho to end this off. I will just free XP this. And then I will purchase her. And now I will assign a commander. The Izakaze commander. It's level 3 now. Okay, aircraft preparation time. Torpedo arming distance. I could go with squadron speed, but torpedo arming distance. The closer you can drop a torpedo to the enemy, the better chance you have of landing that torpedo. And we will be dropping singular torpedoes. We have one in the payload, one in the attacking flight. Yeah, the rockets are going to probably be our best damage output. Them and the AP bombs, which is so just wrong. I am going to throw the XP booster on because, yeah, getting XP. We need to get 40,000 XP on Hosho. Because there is no tier 5 carrier. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't really need any upgrades. So, I mean, having this one would be nice, but... And we can also get rid of Izakaze now. We have no more use for Izakaze. So, I think I will just sell Izakaze and sell the upgrades. That'll get us a fair little chunk of silver, which we can actually use to pick up these upgrades, which I might do because air return and engine boost. Those are basically what you are always going to be running, regardless of the aircraft carrier. Now to see how long my sanity will last playing a tier 4 aircraft carrier. I say that purely because this is probably going to be a lot of 1v1s. That's a Rhine. He's probably going to try to snipe me.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Which is not going to be fun. Because he has armor-piercing rockets and armor-piercing bombs. There's a lot of cruisers. I'm going to start with my rocket planes. Go, my slow little biplanes. I can boost them for a little while. I have to wait. Watching Japanese players do this most of the time is just kind of funny because I would already be far closer to the enemy if I had just grabbed the dive bombers. But I'm not that confident in my ability to do well with the dive bombers against just cruisers, so... Plus, this might make it look like I'm a complete noob. So if that is a seal clubber over there, he might leave me alone. Yep, there's the AP rockets. I should recall. Let's get the torpedo bombers out. I lost 2 rocket planes to that. That's not particularly good. We don't have many rocket planes. I'm hoping being parked up by that island will actually, like, really mess up his shots. Why I went there. So... This is very much a case of I am going to be putting in a lot of effort, 40 knots, okay, to get not a lot of payout. Like, it is not exactly easy to play aircraft carriers, for one. And then, like, we're putting in all of this effort to get a teeny little bit of damage When, like, I could just be playing a destroyer. You know. Where if I'd landed 2 torpedoes from the destroyer you need to play to get into this, I'd have almost killed this Almirante by now. Calling it Almirante doesn't exactly work too well, because there's multiple ships now named Almirante, but ignore that. Okay, I want to move up to this I don't think I want to move up to that next island yet. Not until I'm more sure that my bots are going to win this engagement. Carriers don't tend to react terribly well to being shot at. Okay. Wow, these deal no damage. Okay. I did not realize these dealt no damage. Good. I just dealt 500 damage. But don't you know, Tier 4 carriers are some of the most overpowered ships in the game. Because they can't stop my attacks. Like, their AA can't prevent me from attacking them, so obviously that means I'm overpowered, right? Yeah, the rockets are definitely the way to go. I can actually get damage out of them. Like, that one rocket penetration dealt more than landing both bombs. Like, that's the sad thing here. Now, Hosho used to drop 2 torpedoes with each attack, and it used to have, I believe, 6 planes in its attack wing here. That was probably a little too powerful, but even then, like, these don't really deal much damage. Not when you compare it to what you had before, you know. You've got to remember of, like, you're coming from a destroyer to get into these things. So you're coming from considerably better torpedoes to then be handed little, like, 5,000 damage tickle torps that you're dropping one at a time. That also have, like, no chance of causing floods. They have flood chances, it's just the flood chance is insanely low. As I complain about it, I get a flood. Too bad the thing is still alive. Hey, I might get a kill. Maybe. Nope. Or, no, okay. It turned around right into it. Thanks, little buddy. Like, this is so much effort for so little payout. And the argument is of like, oh, well, you can't prevent me from dropping my torpedo. It's like, well, no, but my torpedo also doesn't deal much damage. If I was playing a cruiser, I'd be putting out a lot more damage, a lot faster, and like, this wouldn't, you know, this Karlsruhe would already be dead. That's the thing.
Autopilot mode enabled.
What is my top speed? I cannot see that right now. And now I'm to the point where I'm way too far away from the fight. And 250 damage. If a battleship spent as long as I just spent to deal 250 damage, people would be upset. And rightfully so. But because I have aircraft, that automatically makes me overpowered. Also, if you're wondering what I was doing there, because I completely went quiet and realized I did it after I actually got thinking of talking again, I was maneuvering my ship so that I could hopefully throw off his attack, and it definitely seems like I did. So... I am now out of boost. I mean, I have about half my boost gauge back. I should just recall those. Well, those. That one. Because it probably would not have survived getting turned around. Now, I get the feeling with how long it's taken him to cycle his planes, he is in A10. So that's the direction I'm gonna go. I mean, he might still be at his spawn, but I don't know that, so. And again, I think I'm like, oh man, I could be anywhere on the map. Yeah, if you give me a few minutes. Like, and I know there's going to be people going, but you're playing a tier 4. It's like, yes, I have played up to tier 10s. I have not played a super carrier yet. But I have, yeah, he's in A10. Good job there, buddy. So I'm gonna... do that. Hey, there goes his damage control. So at 540, I can set him on fire. He is so far from the battle. And that's the problem. It's like, there's really nothing he can do to help his team. Okay, I should preserve a dive bomb. Because I'm probably gonna lose these ones to his fighters. Here's a nice little 5,000. Oh, he gets to drop 2 torpedoes. There goes 5% of his HP. There also goes his fighters. Because while carriers may not burn for long, they do take 1% of their HP per second they are burning. They burn for 5 seconds. They also burn very, very easily compared to basically everything else. Yeah, I want you to remember that I dealt, like, well, he dealt about 2,000 to me with his torpedo planes. I just dealt, like, 3,000 to him from one. He could have dealt, like, 5,000 to me. That's just not cool. And he got torpedoed by the Carl Shark. Okay. I mean, that was a long game, so this episode's definitely really long. I'll probably cut out stuff. I don't know, man. I should have just did this in a different episode. I might ultimately just do it in a different episode. And I still wasn't even top of the team. I was outdone by a bot. All of that effort. Like, that was a lot of effort to do not a lot. Like, I'll stop rambling about carriers for now, though. That will be it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here in the next one for more World of Warships. See you then.